युहुन्तः प्रविश्यमवाचन्मां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञा भक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चापि व्रता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। 54 पूर्णात्मानात्मभेदात् त्रिविधमिह परम् बुद्ध्यवच्छिन्नमन्यत् तत्रैवाभासमात्रम् गगनमिव जले त्रिप्रकारम् विभाति अम्भोवच्छिन्नमस्मिन् प्रतिफलितमतः पाथसोऽन्तर्बहिश्च पूर्णावच्छिन्नयोगे व्रजति लयमविद्या स्वकार्यैः सहैव दृश्यन्ते दारुणार्यः युगपदगणिताः स्तम्भसूत्रप्रयुक्ताः सङ्गीतम् दर्शयन्त्यः व्यवहृतिमपराम् लोकसिद्धाम् च सर्वाम् सर्वत्रानुप्रविष्टात् अभिनवविभवात् यावदर्थानुबन्धात् तद्वत्सूत्रात्मसंज्ञात् व्यवहरति जगत् भूर्भुवस्वर्महोऽन्तम् तत्सत्यम् यत्त्रिकालेष्वनुपहतमतः प्राणदिग्व्योममुख्यम् यस्मिन् विश्रान्तमास्ते तदिह निगदितम् ब्रह्म सत्यस्य सत्यम् नास्त्यन्यत्किञ्च यद्वद् परमधिकमतः नाम सत्यस्य सत्यम् सच्चत्यच्चेति मूर्ताद्युपहितमपरम् सत्यमस्यापि सत्यम् यत्किञ्चिद्भात्यसत्यम् व्यवहृति विषये रौप्यसर्पाम्बुमुख्यम् तद्वै सत्याश्रयेणेत्ययमिह नियमः सावधिर्लोकसिद्धः तद्वत्सत्यस्य सत्ये जगदखिलमिदम् ब्रह्मणि प्राविरासीत् मिथ्याभूतम् प्रतीतम् भवति खलु यतः तच्च सत्यम् वदन्ति यत्राकाशावकाशः कलयति च कलामात्रताम् यत्र कालः यत्रैवाशावसानम् बृहदिह हि विराट् पूर्वमर्वागिवास्ते सूत्रम् यत्राविरासीत् महदपि महतः तद्धि पूर्णाच्च पूर्णम् सम्पूर्णादर्णवादेः अपि भवति यथा पूर्णमेकार्णवाम्भः So in the last verse which we just rendered, so there were two epithets used. One is, in the later half of the verse, you find Sutram yatra virasit mahadapi mahataha tadhi purnacha purnam sampurna dharnavade. So this Purnam and Sutram, Purnat Purnam, so is also something which is extremely famous. So that is in the Shanti Mantra. So this basically appears at the beginning of the 5th chapter of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And the other phrase which we also encountered earlier, Sutram, also appears in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So that appears in the 3rd Adhyaya. The 3rd Adhyaya, so 7th Brahmana, the word Sutra is repeatedly used. And the word Sutra perhaps reminded of Acharya. So that whole Brahmana, and then the next shloka which we are going to read, is essentially the summary of what we find in the 7th Brahmana of the 3rd Adhyaya of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. I will just relate that to you in a short while. Okay. So let us read the verse. Antas sarvaushadhinam
Antas sarvaushadhinam Antas sarvaushadhinam
Prithagamitarasaihi
Prithagamitarasaihi Prithagamitarasaihi
Gandhaviryair vipakaihi
Gandhaviryair vipakaihi Gandhaviryair vipakaihi
Ekam pathodapathaha
Ekam pathodapathaha Ekam pathodapathaha
Parinamati yatha
Parinamati yatha Parinamati yatha
Tadvadevantaratma
Tadvadevantaratma Tadvadevantaratma
Nanabhutasvabhavaihi
Nanabhutasvabhavaihi Nanabhutasvabhavaihi
Vahati vasumati
Vahati vasumati Vahati vasumati
Yena vishvam payodaha
Yena vishvam payodaha Yena vishvam payodaha
Varshatyuchchairhutashaha
Varshatyuchchairhutashaha Varshatyuchchairhutashaha
Pachati dahati va
Pachati dahati va Pachati dahati va
Yena sarvantarosau
Yena sarvantarosau Yena sarvantarosau.
So the last word that we find here, asau sarvantaraha, the description. So this is a famous Brahmana which is called Antaryami Brahmana that we find in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So saha asau sarvantaraha. So that is what we see. Before we come to that, so in the first half of the verse, so he gives a beautiful example. So this Sutratma Purnaha Ekaha, so is the picture that we get from the previous verse. So Purnaha, Sarvavyapi, is only one entity. But then that one presents as many with a variety of properties. And this has to be explained through a certain simile Therefore, he has chosen a very beautiful simile. The simile that he has chosen is Pathoda Pathaha. So Pathoda Pathaha, the word Pathas refers to water. Pathoda Pathaha means the water that is poured by the clouds. Pathaha dadati. See, Pathodaha. So Pathodaha basically means cloud. Pathoda Pathaha. As the cloud pours the water, so the quality of the water when it gets ejected from the clouds or when it is produced by the clouds will be of same quality. Okay. That will be pure water. So the water that has been sucked by the sun's rays, so it is just in pure form, available in the form of clouds. Once the water starts pouring from the cloud, it may pick up something in the atmosphere because we keep polluting the atmosphere. So the water droplets may pick up something. But even in the absence of that, assume that there is a pure atmosphere. So then also the water as it falls into the ground. So there may be various plants, creepers, herbs and so on and so forth. So that is what is referred to by Acharya here by the phrase Amita rasaihi gandha viryair vipakaihi. So he says Pathoda Pathaha yatha. So as the water which is released by the clouds yatha Amita rasai sarvaushadhinam antaha. So sarvaushadhinam antaha means, so there are various creepers, plants, etc. So all of them share their property. Okay? Share their property with the water. So if you pluck a tulsi leaf and put it into the pot of water, then the entire water will have the smell of tulsi. So nowadays this has become a common practice. So if you go to lounges in airport, they will put some chops of some fruits, so some lemon, some this. So that is so that the water will have that flavor. Okay. Anyway, so that is what he is hinting here. Sarvaushadhinam pruthagamita rasaihi gandhaviryir vipakaihi parinamati. Parinamati means presents itself to be of different flavor, different color, different properties and so on. See, Amita rasaihi. Amita rasaihi basically means it is not confined. So there are several variety of flavors that get added. Amita rasaihi. Gandha, smell. Viryaihi, so the property of it. So there are various properties which are associated with various herbs, various plants. So as the water flows through all of them, Amita rasaihi, gandha viryaihi, vipakaihi. So vipakaha has various meanings. Vipakaha also means dasha. Okay. So the state in which one lands, that is also called so vipakaha. Okay. And the property of the water can also be described as vipakaha. Say suppose you have some hot water, you have some soft water. Okay. So you have ferrous water, you have various things. So the ability of the water to transform something also depends on the property that it has picked up. See. So vipakaihi. See, idrisanam vipakoyam. There is an interesting verse in Uttara Ramacharita. There the word vipaka is used. So this is a very interesting verse. Maybe you should render that. See. Idrishanam vipakoyam.
Idrishanam vipakoyam. Idrishanam vipakoyam.
Jayate paramadbhutaha.
Jayate paramadbhutaha. Jayate paramadbhutaha.
Yatropakarani bhavam.
Yatropakarani bhavam. Yatropakarani bhavam.
Ayatyevam vidho janaha.
Ayatyevam vidho janaha. Ayatyevam vidho janaha.
It's a very interesting phrase. See, he says there's a good message here. Idrishanam vipakoyam. So basically it is this discussion between two people. One lady narrates. So this is occurring in the third anka. So they are going to describe, this is what happened to Lava, Kusha and so on, the story of Sita. And then in that context, they use the word Idrishanam vipakoyam. One of them says that this is the story of Lava and Kusha, this is what happened to Sita and so on. Then having listened to all the story, the other one says, there is a good message. Idrishanam means, so people like Sita, people like Lava Kusha, who is the son of the Chakravarti, Dasha, here Vipakaha means Dasha. So if this is the state to which they can come, see, Idrishanam vipakoyam jayate paramadbhutaha. This is something which is absolutely amazing. Okay. So it is in that context, so there is a beautiful message that the poet conveys through this. So the states in which we keep moving will always keep changing. So we have to just learn to accept. So it is in that context I thought I'll just tell you. So this vipakaha that happens to the purest form of water, so is due to various associations. Similarly, what happens to us, so in certain instances, is essentially through our own karmas which start yielding fruit in various ways at different points of time. Okay, so that is the idea here. See, vipakaihi parinamati. So parinamati means this chittasya parinamaha that happens, so is due to various kinds of processes like this. Okay, so here the example is the purest form of water picks up a variety of properties because of various associations. Similarly, the various karmas so transform the way we think. Antas sarvaushadhinam prathagamitarasaihi gandhaviryir vipakaihi ekam pathodapathaha. The one water, parinamati, gets itself transformed into a variety of waters. Okay, so they get collected in various reservoirs and each of them have their own taste. And all the more true as they pass through in the form of rivers. So each has its own taste also. It picks up all these things. Yatha, as this is so, then he says, Yatha tadvadeva antaratma. So the antaratma in a similar manner. Okay. In a similar manner presents himself in a variety of forms. Okay. Tadvadeva antaratma. What happens? Nana bhutasvabhavaihi vahati basumati yena vishvam payodaha varshatyuchaihi hutashaha pachati cha pachati dahati va yena sarvantarosau. The reason for saying that this has been inspired by Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is basically the three examples that he has provided here. So this Antaryami Brahmana essentially tells that, so it is this entity which is actually inside various beings and presents itself, gives whatever strength etc. we have. there, these three examples that he has chosen, Vasumati, Payodaha, Hutashaha. So these are the three things that we find in the Antaryami Brahmana there. I'll just very quickly read that and then we come back to this. So this Antaryami Brahmana is basically in the form of dialogue between a sage called Uddalaka. Okay? Athaina Muddalaka Harunif Papracha. So sixth is called Gargi Brahmana, seventh is called Antaryami Brahmana. And this Antaryami Brahmana, so soon after Gargi retires, so this Uddalaka stands up and then asks. Okay? So this is a very long question. He narrates a big story and then finally he says, Aham Gautama tat sutrantam chantaryaminamiti yova idam kaschid bruyad veda vedeti yatha veta tatha bruhiti. This is what he says. Okay. I know this Sutratma, I know this Antaryami. Okay. So this is a sort of a sarcastic remark. He says, so those who feel that they know, so may them answer. See, that is how he says. Yovaidam kaschid brahmo na bruyat veda vedeti yatha veta tatha bruhiti. Then Yajnavalkya says, Sahovaja vajur vegautama tat sutram vajuna vegautama sutrena janchaloka paraschaloka sarvani cha bhutani sandribdhani bhavanti. Tasmad Vaikautama Purusham Pretamahur Vyasrag Sishata Syanganiti Vayunahi Gautama Sutrena Sandribdhani Bhavanti Tyeva Mevai Tadyajnavalkyantaryaminam Bruhiti. This is a very interesting passage. Here he says, what is that Sutratma? So as I have been repeatedly telling you, the Sutratma can be taken as some force which is actually making things function. Okay. So first thing that Yajnavalkya says is, when he asks the Sutratma, so he says, Vayuhu Vayuna Vegautama Sutrena. The word Sutra is used as a metaphor, wherein so many things are sort of tied together. Okay. As Sutra ties various beads, so too various things are tied to function in a particular orderly manner. So that is what we call as Sutratma. So he uses the word Vayunavi Gautama Sutrena. So the whole world is sort of tied. So it is in this sense, even in the texts like Jyotish Shastra, so they have this expression. Not only in our tradition, in various civilizations, they have thought that everything is sort of spinned by something called Prabaha Vayu. Okay, so all are bound by a certain Vayu, which is called Pravaha. So the moment Yajnavalkya replies, the Sutratma is Pravaha, then he says, Sansutrena Sandribdhani Bhavanti Tyeva Mevai Tadya Evameva. So he immediately agrees this Uddalaka. And then he further asks this question, who is this Antaryami? Even for this Vayu, assume that he is doing. So who is this Antaryami in everything? Antaha Yamayati. This is how the word comes. The one who remains inside and keeps prodding. So this is how controlling from inside. So the one who keeps controlling from inside. So that is what is the term Antaryami means. So then he says, Yaf Prithivyan Tishthan Prithivya Antaro Yam Prithivina Veda Yasya Prithivi Shariran Yaf Prithivi Mantaro Yamayatyeshata Atmantaryamya Mritaha. The next thing that he says is, Yo Psutishthannadbhyontaro Yamapo na Viduryasyapash-shariran Yo Pontaro Yamayatyeshata Atmantaryamya Mritaha. Third thing is, Yogno tishtannagnerantaro yamagnirna veda yasyagnish-shariran yogni mantaro yamayatyeshata atmantaryamya mritaha. It just goes on. So there are several things that he lists. The first three things happen to be the three things which have been listed here. Okay. So Vasumati, Prithvi, and then next is Apaha, and the third is Agnihi. So this basically is a sort of summary of that. So what does he say? Yaf prithivyan tishtan prithivyanantaro yam prithivina veda yasya prithvi shariram. So this itself has to be explained at great length, but I think I will just skip that explanation now. Very quickly I will tell you. So Antaryami is the question, the one who remains inside and then who does this. So initially the answer starts with Prithivyam Tishtan, and then he finally goes and ends with Yontaryamyamritaha. There are a variety of descriptions that we find here which beautifully bring in the essence of Vedanta. So Prithivyam Tishtan, Prithivyaha Antaraha, Yam Prithvi Naveda, Yasya Prithvi Shariram, Yaf Prithvi Mantaraha. So there are, each one is a very important phrase which tries to convey the essence of Vedanta. So the point that he is trying to convey here is the Sarvantaraha is one aspect of it. So when we visualize, so the one who is in all forms, the one who is inside. So let us take the Sharira itself, even if we take. So there are various things that are associated with Sharira, and these various associations that we have in the Sharira can be separately viewed, can be viewed as something which is driven by one entity inside. Okay. So here this Brahman is considered both as Virat as well as the Sutratma. So that is what we find earlier. So Virat basically refers to the physical form, and Sutratma refers to someone who is driving from inside. So here Acharya tries to tell you in the earlier verses, so he hinted that, so through these mantras that we find, so Prithivyam Tishtanne Prithivyaha Antaro Yam Prithvi Naveda Yasya Prithvi Sharira. When you say Yasya Prithvi Shariram, so obviously it refers to the Virat Swarupa. Yaf Prithivim Antaro Yamayati means one who remains inside and then drives it. So there are various ways in which one can visualize this Brahman. So ultimately the idea is, so it is the manifestation of Brahman in all forms. Whether you conceive it in the form of physical form or you conceive it as some driving forces. So you can think of as a physical body or the physical force that drives all this physical body to orbit in a particular way, to function in a particular way. So both these aspects are basically conveyed through this Antaryami Brahmana. So here he is just saying, see, Nana Bhuta Svabhavihi Vahati Vasumati. Yam Vasumati basically means the one who possesses a variety of riches. Prithvi. In fact, whatever you have, whatever you produce, you may become a Jeff Bezos, you may become a Microsoft owner, but ultimately all of them try to pull out something from Prithvi or they activate certain processes. Okay. So this processes governing is what is essentially this Sutratma and trying to do something. So Prithvi is Vasumati. So that is how she is described. So whatever wealth that you can make is all made out of Prithvi. So Vasumati, the reservoir of a variety of wealth. And this Vasumati Vahati Nana Bhuta Svabhavihi. So it has a variety of properties. So whatever we get, we essentially get from Prithvi. Okay. So it can be a processing that may vary. Okay. And something can appear beautifully in front of your screen. So in Apple Mac, or it can appear in some other form. Okay. Ultimately, it is Prithvi. Okay. So processed in various forms. So made to exhibit a variety of properties. So that is what we need to understand. Nana Bhuta Svabhavihi. So So it is a combination which presents a variety of properties. Vahati Vasumati. So this Prithvi, Yena Vishwam Payodaha. Yena refers to that entity. Okay, it is the Brahman which presents itself in a variety of forms with a variety of properties. So that was what was conveyed through the example of water. The same water so picks up a variety of properties. And within this Prithvi, within this domain itself, so there are Nana Bhuta Prakara. One is Prithvi, the other is Apaha, the other is Vayu. Three major forms. So Yena Vishwam Payodaha Varshati. Payodaha Vishwam Varshati. So the next is, so this Vishwam can be taken as Sarvam. Okay. So this Vishwam can be taken as Sarvam. So Vishwam Bahati means, so this Prithvi Sarvam Bahati. See, Nana Bhuta Swabhavihi Sarvam Bahati Iyam Prithvi. Vahati means bears. That is how you have to understand. So it bears fruit. It gives you beautiful pineapple. It gives you beautiful mangoes. So it also gives you certain other minerals by which you can prepare a variety of other things. So this is what Vishwam. Vishwam means Sarva. So Sarva Vishwam Vahati. This Prithvi bears all of them. Then he says Payodaha Varshati Uchaihi. Okay. So this Payodaha Uchaihi Varshati. So this water is beautifully picked up by the sun's rays and it is showered to you. Then the third aspect is Pachati Dahati Va Yena Sarvantarosau. By whom Pachati Dahati Va. So the two major properties of fire is Pachati Dahati. Okay. So Pachati is generally used to process something by which we consume something. Okay. So Dahati is, so even if you want to make a copper, even if you want to make gold, even if you want to create some vessel, so you need a huge furnace. So to process all kinds of metals. Okay. So fire so helps us. Not only that, it also helps us in processing our food inside. Okay. So in processing the food, so we have this verse. See, we have this verse. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashridaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. So all that. So Pachati Dahati Va. Okay. Yena Sarvantaroso. So basically, what we need to understand is the later half of the verse. So is a summary of the Antaryami Brahmana. So listing the first three things that have been listed there. So there are a variety of things. It's a very beautiful mantra. So let us read this verse now. Antas sarvaushadhinam prathagamidarasaihi gandhaviryair vipakaihi ekam pathodapathaha parinamati yatha tadvadevantaratma nana bhutasvabhavaihi Vahati Vasumati Yena Vishwam Payodaha Varshatyuchair Hutashaha Pachati Dahati Va Yena Sarvantarosau. Hutashaha. Know that? See, Huta basically means something which is offered. See, one who consumes. Okay, Hutashaha. So that is what fire. Hutashaha Pachati Dahati Va. Two major properties. Okay, one is processing, and processing is anyway done through heat in both cases. But one is mild heat processing, the other is huge, thousands of degrees processing. dahati va yena. So by whichever entity, so that is described as sarvantara. Okay, yena sarvantaro so. In fact, that's what it says. Yogno tishthan agnerantaraha. Then it also says Yamagnirna Veda Yasyagni Shariram Yognimantaro Yamayati. So we have a beautiful commentary which is given by Bhagavad Pada there. So I will just leave that. So we will just move on to the next verse. Bhuteshvatmanamatmani
Bhuteshvatmanamatmani Bhuteshvatmanamatmani Anugatamakhilam
Bhutajatam prapashyet Prajnah pathastarangan vayavadathchiram Prajnah pathastarangan vayavadathchiram Prajnah pathastarangan vayavadathchiram Sarvamatmaiva pashyet
Sarvamatmaiva pashyet Sarvamatmaiva pashyet
Ekam brahma dvitiyam
Ekam brahma dvitiyam Ekam brahma dvitiyam
Shrutibhirabhihitam Shrutibhirabhihitam Nehananasti kinchit
Nehananasti kinchit Nehananasti kinchit
Mrityorapnoti mrityum
Mrityorapnoti mrityum Mrityorapnoti mrityum
Saiha jagadidam
Sahiha jagadidam Sahiha jagadidam
Yastu naneva pashyet
Yastu naneva pashyet Yastu naneva pashyet.
So this verse basically reminds us of three important mantras which appear in Upanishads. And of course the same idea has been reverberated in Bhagavad Gita as well. So here he starts with, you will see almost same phrases that you find in the Upanishads. He says, Bhutesh Patmanam Atmanyanugatam Akhilam Bhutajatam Prapashyet. So this is inspired by the mantra in Ishavasya Upanishad. So in the sixth mantra of the Ishavasya Upanishad, we have Yastu Sarvani Bhutanyaatmanyevanupashyati Sarvabhuteshu Chatmanam Tato Nabiju Gupsate. You will see that. See here, what he says is Bhuteshu Kaha Pashyet. First there is a verb here in the second quarter. Pashyed means may you see. Okay, may he see. so pashyet. So this is some kind of an injunction. Okay, you can take it that way. It is a recommendation which can also be taken as injunction. Prajnaha pashyet. If you are a wise person, may you do this. Okay. So prajnaha. Prajnaha kim pashyet? Sarvam atmaiva pashyet. Sarvam atmaiva pashyet. So before giving this, This is after presenting a certain example. So he says in the second quarter, Pathastarangan Vayavat. But before that, so we have this seventh case, Bhuteshu Atmanam. Yeah, almost a similar verse there. Sarva Bhutastham Sarva Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma. So this is what we have in Bhagavad Gita. So in Ishavasya Upanishad we have Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Atmanyevanupashyati. Bhutani Atmani Pashyati. Okay. Bhutani Atmani Pashyati. The other aspect is later how Sarva Bhuteshu cha Atmanam. So Atmanam Sarva Bhuteshu Pashyati. Okay. So this basically tells that this one Brahman is pervading both the observer and the observed. So you have to see that in this and you have to see this in that. So which essentially means, so it is this Brahman which is pervading everywhere. Okay. So Bhuteshu Atmanam Anugatam. See, Anugatam means that which is going through like a thread. Okay. Anugatam means connected through. Okay. So Sarva Bhuteshu Atmanam Anugatam Pashyet. Okay. So then he says Bhuta Jatam Atmani Anugatam Prapashyet. So all the bhutas are present in this Atman. In fact, there is a very interesting introduction which is given by Bhagavad Pada. So that phrases may be very interesting to read. I will just read what Bhagavad Pada has said here. See, for this mantra, Yastu Parivrad Mumukshuhu Sarvani Bhutani Avyaktadini Sthavarantani. Understand? So when you list the bhutas, so Avyaktadini Sthavarantani, up to inert beings, Atmanyevanupashyati. What does it mean? It means Atmavyatiriktani napashyati. This is how we have to understand. So the seventh and the first case, that is what I was trying to tell you. So you reverse the first and the seventh case. What does it mean? So it essentially means that it is all a manifestation of that entity. Okay. So you can say that is present here or this is present there. Okay. So it essentially means that it is one and the same entity which is pervading. So that is what has been beautifully conveyed by Bhagavad Pada. Atmavyatiriktani napashyati. Okay. So the way of expression comes in, you employ seventh there and you employ seventh here, reverse it. So this is what it amounts to. Sarva Bhuteshu Teshvevacha Atmanam Teshamapi Bhutanam Svatmat Teshamapi Bhutanam Svatmanam Atmatvena. So then he gives the example of Yatha Asya Dehasya Karyakarana Sanghatasya Atma Aham Sarva Pratyaya Sakshi Bhutascheta Yita Kevalaha Nirgunaha. So he just gives an example here. So the example that he provides here is, so as you think of, so there is a lot of Karyakarana. So in our own Sharira, so hand plays a role, eye plays a role. So this is all called as Karyakarana Sanghata. Okay? So a mixture, okay, complex entity. So which has various parts. So similarly, so you have to see this entity, the same Atman which is Anugata. So whether it is hand, whether it is leg, whether it is there, so it is the same entity which drives all these things. So it is in this sense, so he uses this word. So Sarva Bhuteshu Atmanam Sarva Bhutani cha Atmani. Bhuteshvatmanam Atmanyanugatam. Anugatam means that which is pervading. Okay. So Anugataha, everywhere available. Akhilam bhutajatam prapashyet. Prapashyet means prakarshena pashyet. May you have developed this kind of a vision. So that is what he says. Then he says, Pathastarangan vayavat athachiram sarvamatmiva pashyet. So then he brings in this classical example. So Pathastarangan vayavat. Okay. So Pathastarangan vayavat. So here, so Pathaha once again is water, and the Taranga is the waves. So if you just see, so what is the content of these waves? It is water. Okay. So in waves you can see water. In water you can see waves. Understand? So that is the example that we have to appreciate here. See. So Bhuteshu Atmanam Atmani Bhutan. Bhutani when you say. So now you can see. So in waves can you see water or not? Okay. So in water can you see waves or not? That is all the examples. Okay. Pathastarangan vayavat. So anvayaha is basically sort of association. Okay. Essentially it is only water. Pathastarangan vayavat. So that is why he said Atma vyatiriktani napashyati. Understand? So that is how we need to understand this example. Prajñah pathastarangan vayavat athachiram sarvamatmaiva pashyet. Sarvam atmaiva idam sarvam yadayam atma. So that vision is something which you have to develop. Okay, so that is the only way. So that is what he means by saying pashyet prapashyet. Okay. Sarvamatmaiva pashyet. What is the gain that one has by developing this vision? Okay. So that is what is stated indirectly in the later half of the verse. By once again recalling two important mantras from Kathopanishad. Okay. In the Kathopanishad, so we have a couple of mantras. Manasaivanudrashtavyam. In fact, before that, Yadeveha tadamutra yadamutra tadanviha mrityos samrutyumapnoti yaiha naneva pashyati. So that is the mantra, so which has been hinted here by Acharya. See, naneva pashyati, naneva pashyet, mrityos samrutyumapnoti. So almost the same phrase, mrityoho apnoti mrityum. Okay, so what is said here? Ekam brahma dvitiyam shrutibhihi abhihitam. So Shrutis categorically state in various ways. Ekam brahma dvitiyam. So ekam advitiyam. So ekam can be taken to be referring to Sajatiya Bheda Rahityam. Okay. So Sajatiya Bheda Rahityam means see, you can think of yourself belonging to one humanity. Okay. So all of us can think of belonging to be one class which we call as humanity. So from the viewpoint of humanity, you and I are not different. So you are a human being, I am a human being. Okay. So in that sense, you can unite all human beings. So through this phrase, humanity. And if you want to include something else, so we can now call ourselves as also animals. Okay. So in some sense, we are distinct from birds. Okay. So as animals, we cannot fly. Birds can fly. So all of them can be put into. But so there is a distinction between birds and animals. So within animals, you can make a variety of distinctions. Okay. So this oneness and belonging to different classes, so is based on the criteria. So this criteria is what we call as Vijatiya Bhedaha sajatiya bhedaha. Okay. So sajatiya bhedaha means no difference within the same class. So vijatiya bhedaha means difference across different classes, groups. Okay. So ekam advitiyam, so essentially means both these distinctions are not there. Okay. Ekam brahma dvitiyam shrutibhihi abhihitam. Time and again Shrutis keep saying this. Okay. Shrutibhihi abhihitam. Stated. Abhihitam means stated. And it again and again says neha nana asti kinchit iha nana kinchit nasti. So iha brahmani. Okay. So iha, in this vision that you develop, once you develop this vision, nana kinchit nasti. And unless you try to imbibe this vision, okay, so it is going to be extremely difficult for you to transgress. See? So it is extremely difficult for you to transgress the sequence of sorrows that you keep encountering. So that is what is indicated. Unless you have a janma, you cannot have sukha or dukha bhoga. So this janma is going to be perennial for you, is indicated by the phrase mrityo samrityumapnoti. So mrityoho mrityumapnoti. So here the word mrityoho should be taken as panchami, okay, not shashti. So if you take mrityoho mrityu, Ramasya pita, it's not like that. Okay. So here mrityoho mrityuhu means from one mrityu to another mrityu. So essentially a continuous cycle. Okay. Mrityo samrityumapnoti. So who? Yaiha nane vapashyati. So that is what the Shruti says. So here Acharya says mrityoho apnoti mrityum. Sa iha here means iha brahmani. Okay. So everything is Brahman. So in this, if you see a distinction, which means you have to have the vision of, so Ayamatma Brahma. Okay. So that vision should be there. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, that has to be there. Here if there is a distinction which is brought, okay. So iha brahmani yadi bhedaha syat yastu yaha iha brahmani. See, so brahmani, so jagadidam, see, naneva pashyet. So it is essentially one Brahman, but if you see this as a variety of things, naneva pashyet, okay, idam jagat naneva pashyet. Okay, so that is why. So this phrase, which is used by Bhagavad Pada, is to be once and for all remembered by us. See, nachaiha upadesharham dvaitam. Okay, so nachaiha upadesharham dvaitam pranimatra buddhi gamyatvat. See, jatamatra prani buddhi gamyatvat. I think that is the phrase. See, jatamatra prani buddhi gamyatva. The Dvaitam is something which is known to every being here. So jatamatra prani buddhi gamyatva. So this, so iha naneva pashyet. So this mantra, so it may be good to quickly read one or two vakyas of Bhagavad Pada, which is really beautiful. So I'll just read that. See, yadeveha tadamutra yadamutra tadanviha mrityos samrityumapnoti yadiha naneva pashyati. The next mantra is manasi vedamaptavyam neha nanasti kinchana mrityos samrityum gacchati yadiha naneva pashyati. The fourth quarter is same. So if you look at the commentary of Bhagavad Pada here, he says यद् ब्रह्मादिस्थावरान्तेषु वर्तमानं तत्तदुपाधित्वात् अब्रह्मवत्. ओके, तत्तदुपाधित्वात् अब्रह्मवत् अवभासमानं संसारी अन्यत् परस्मात् ब्रह्मणः इति मा भूत् कस्यचित् आशंका. So this is the reason why this mantra has been read. This is Avatarika. What does he say? Brahmadi sthavaranteshu vartamanam. So you conceive of this Brahman, okay, and the sthavaranteshu, the lowest being, okay. Vartamanam is anusyutam, as you were reading earlier. Vartamanam tattadupadhi. Okay, so as the water picked up, okay, so variety of taste. So that is what we saw in the previous verse. So he says tattadupadhitvat. Okay, abrahmavati avabhasamanam. Okay, abrahmavati is a general phrase. Okay, abrahmavati avabhasamanam. This can be very easily appreciated, at least in pranis. So the Atman may be same, but someone is happy, someone is unhappy. You move to various states, etc. Why? It is all because of a variety of vasanas that we have. Okay, abrahmavati avabhasamanam, asukhivati avabhasamanam. Okay, samsari. Okay, so one who is entangled into various things. Anyat parasmat brahmanaha iti. Okay, mabhut kasyachit. The beautiful phrase. Mabhut kasyachit ashanka. See, ashanka iti idamaha. What does he say? Yadevehe karyakarana upadhi samanvitam samsara dharmavat avabhasamanam avivekinam. Okay, that is why he uses the word prajnaha. If you are an intelligent person, may you develop that vision. May you acquire a certain aspiration for gaining this vision. So then it will come. So that is all he is saying. See, avivekinam tadeva svatmastham amutra nitya vijnana ghanasvabhavam sarva samsara dharma varjitam brahma yadeva iha tat amutra yad amutra tadanu iha. Okay, so this here iha here basically refers to this jiva as you see as a samsari. Yadeva iha tadamutra. In fact, the same thing we use in Sandhyopasana also. Okay. In Sandhyopasana, after doing this Arghya Pradhanam, Athavadityo Brahma Brahmaivahamasmi. Athavadityo Brahma, the one whom I am doing upasana as the source of energy, as the source of intelligence, etc. So that is Brahman, and so too I. Okay, so that is what is stated here. Yadeveha tadamutra yadamutra tadanviha mrityo. If you do not develop this vision, so then a mission to have this vision. Okay, so then so there is no other way by which you can escape from this samsara anubhava. So that is what is indicated here. Mrityos samrityum apnoti jiha naneva pashyati. And how is this possible? So he is just saying. So this is also very important. Next mantra beginning manasaivanudrashtavyam. Okay. So I cannot call you and address you by the name of somebody else. Okay, but so within my mind, manasaivanudrashtavyam nehananasti kinchana. Obviously, when we are dealing with this universe, so I have to call a speaker, I have to call the laptop a laptop. Okay, so this is something which has to be there, but there is a certain vision that we can develop. See, that all are essentially one. So this view of gaining the vision of unity when we deal with this multiplicity is what is advocated here. Okay, so let us read the verse. भूतेष्वात्मानमात्मन्यनुगतमखिलम् भूतजातम् प्रपश्येत् प्राज्ञः पाथस्तरङ्गान् वयवदथ चिरम् सर्वमात्मैव पश्येत्।
एकम्
ब्रह्मा द्वितीयम्
श्रुतिभिरभिहितम्
नेह नानास्ति किञ्चित् मृत्योराप्नोति मृत्युम् स इह जगदिदम् यस्तु नानेव पश्येत्। The word chiram, which has been used in the second quarter of the verse, chiram sarvamatmiva pashyet. Chiram means basically for a long time. Okay. So this nanatva drishti is something which we are habituated. Okay. So this ekatva drishti, if it has to dawn upon us, so then this exercise has to be done continuously. Okay. Not just reading once, but it has to be practiced, abhyasa. So that is why he is using the word chiram pashyet. Chiram pashyet means you have to keep contemplating on this for long periods of time. So then only will you be able to understand this. Okay. So that is what is indicated by chiram. And this is what is the essence of Shruti. So that is Shruti bhihi abhihitam. Okay. Repeatedly stated. Okay. So we'll stop. Om sarve pisukhinas santu sarve santu niramayaha sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om.